What's good, y'all? It's Logan. Today I'm gonna be showing y'all how to make dark beats for Rob49 and Real Boston Richey. These beats usually super up tempo, very energetic, in that like 160 to 180 BPM range with super hard hitting drums. The kit I'm gonna be using in this video is my free takeover one shot kit with no service. It is out now. The link will be in the description. Yeah, other than that, follow me on Instagram at Logan Pikelko. Follow DNX at DNX Do Not Cross. Yeah, let's get into the video. So the very first thing I started with in this melody is actually not a one shot, but it's from Analog Lab, and the preset I used here is the Rocky Classic Synth key, and this is the pattern that I put down. So it sounds kind of weird, but I added some EFX fragments. I got some initial reverse, EQ, and some portal. This is from my Accent Essentials portal bank, which is also free. I rendered it out and put a volume automation on it, and this is what it sounds like now. So it sounds a lot more interesting. And then I took the same thing and I pitched it up one octave, put it on the second bar and the fourth bar, and this is what it sounds like now. So I think that sounds cool. Next thing I did to fill out the sample more is I added the bass. This is the bass called Next Up from Takeover One Shot Kit. So one of my favorite basses in there is a piano bass layered with the synth bass. Gets a different sound, a little layered feel. Next thing I did was I added this bell called Sublime. And the main thing here, I wanted high end in the first part and low end in the second part. These two notes here, and then also these two notes here. They give a dark, suspenseful feel. Next, I got this key called Trip, and I laid down this pattern. I like this pattern a lot. It's really bouncy, got a lot of rhythm. What I did was I added halftime, reverb, thermal, EQ, more EQ, and finisher micro. So it's a lot, but I rendered it out and it all came together to sound like this. I think that's really nice, has like a textured ambient sound almost. And then last thing, so one of my favorites is the guitar, and I just had these two notes here and then a sliding note. So this is what that sounds like. All I added for this was reverb and stomp board on the Crunch 1 preset. Now that we've gone through all the sounds, I'm gonna play the entire thing together. Now that we broke down the sample, I'm gonna take this into a new FLP and I'm gonna get started on some drums. So I got the loop dragged in here, and what I did was I took the tempo up from 160 to 170, and then I pitched it up from C minor to D minor. So this is what we have now. It is 3:38 a.m. I gotta go to bed soon because I gotta wake up at like 7. So I'll speed run the drums, I'll explain them to the best of my ability, and then hop in the bed because I gotta go to sleep. So first thing I got is the clap right here. Alright, so I got all the drum patterns done here, and I'm just explaining what I did for each sound. First, the snare. It's just a basic snare pattern, except I added this spot right here. This is usually where a counter snare would be, but I think it's cool to have some variation with it when the main snare does it too. So this is what that sounds like. Next, got the counter snare, just bounces off the main snare. Next, got this perk. You can hear this in a lot of Boston Richey songs. I also changed the pitch of it so it could be on key with the melody. Next, I got this open hat. It acts as like a crash or an impact on the one. I say this in every video, but it really just transitions to the next section of the beat. Like that, when you hear that open hat, it lets you know that it's the one. Next, I added this low open hat. Next, I got this normal open hat. The low open hat and the high open hat overlap, so I think that's a cool sound. It's got the hi-hats. This is super simple. Got one roll here that repeats every 2 bars, got a roll here that repeats every 4, and then I got this roll here that I use in all my beats for Rob49 and Boston Richey. It's just like a 1 step on the very last beat of each 4 bars. This is what that sounds like. This got the first 808 pattern. This is what that sounds like. My theory behind most of my 808 patterns is that you keep the first 3 quarters really simple, and then the last quarter more complex, and that gives a good balance of complexity and simplicity, so you can have more variation for the beat and the listener doesn't get super bored. And then we got the 808 hitting every beat on the beginning of every 2 bars. This is what that sounds like. It's almost like a Detroit-esque type feel. Last but not least, got the bell. That's the whole thing for the drums, so I'm gonna arrange this and then I'm gonna get back to y'all when that's done. So I got the full thing structured out here. First thing I did was I wanted the drop to have a little build up to it, so I got the clap and the last beat of the hi-hats before the drop, and this is what that sounds like. It would be similar to the effect that a snare roll has. It just leads up, transitions into that drop. Next thing I did is I added this little beat stop right here in the high drums, like the percussions, but I kept the 808 playing, so this is what that sounds like. Next thing I did was I added this EQ, and what it does is it lets the verse play during the outro, intro, and the bridge. So this is what that sounds like. You can hear the sub bass in the melody, but then here you can't. And the reason I do that is so that the mix isn't muddy when the 808 plays. It lets the 808 shine. The synth bass can take a backseat when the 808 is playing. Next thing I did, got the master, and I just had a fade out for the outro. So yeah, that is the entire beat. I hope y'all enjoyed. I hope y'all learned something. The Takeover One Shot Kit is out now. It's free. It's free. It's free. Make sure to go try it out. Let me know what you think. Send me some stuff that you make with it. I like to see what y'all make with my sounds. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at LoganBakilko. Follow DNX at DNXDoNotCross. If you're looking for any of my other kits, I got free kits and paid kits on DNXDoNotCross.com. The link to that will be in the description. We got Takeover One Shot Kit, Accent Essentials, Creative Concept. We also got some of my old kits like Pink Tape. Got the antiquated kits on there as well. All of my past work is going to be on that site, but other than that, that's about it for me. I gotta go because it is 3:58 a.m. right now. But yeah, I will see y'all in the next one. Here's the full beat.